He's been super consistent at this level, so lovely to get a win.
Yeah, no, he has been. He's, look, it's funny to say that quicker you go, better he goes. You just got to go to the front and let him roll along. Even that he's on loose reins, you just got to keep on working on him and just growl at him and you know, unfortunately, just hit him, yeah.
Well, I suppose halfway up the straight there were a couple of dangers, but as you say, he lifted under pressure and he was able to get the job done.
No, he does. Look, he does lift. He's a horse that once they get to him, he'll just keep on trying and try to outstay him. And it's been sort of funny, like he's had probably some 5 or 6 goes at the MO, and he's always finding something that outsprints him in the straight. It's not that he's not getting to the line. The others are just a little bit quicker than him up the straight, you know. There was a couple of times where we reeled off a 26-something quarter and they sort of sprint over the top of him. But in saying that, he is a better horse from behind.
With that in mind, the staying asset to him, is there a country cup maybe over a preferential draw where he could lead and be really hard to catch this season?
Yeah, look, that's my target. I wanted to win the MO and have a look at the country cups and these longer distance, the 2,700 metres will just suit him down to the ground. He loves distance. He just loves distance. Up in New Zealand, he's been racing over the 27 and 2,500 metres and he just grinds away and just plods along and he's happy to do it. Unfortunately, we don't have those kind of races here, you know, but he's sort of got to learn how to run the 21 and the mile, you know. The mile's not down his alley, but the 21, 2200, and if we can introduce the 2700, he'll be the first one in it.
The real affair came pretty quickly. You didn't panic and strongest at the finish.
Yeah, he just got a really good run tonight. He hasn't been that far away and it's taken him a couple runs without going a bad one, but in saying that, he didn't have a trial coming back, so I think he's starting to get rock-hard fitness now.
And he has shown ability as an early younger horse, so the fact that he's won this race now and it was a good quality race, there's obviously better things in store for him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, he's definitely got the ability there to go on a little bit further. So, yeah, hopefully he keeps continuing on the right trajectory.
Is there any set plan for him or pretty much just find some good races, $10,000 country fronts to get through his classes?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, we're sort of just wading through the water at the moment for him to start to reach a bit of form that we know he can go and then sort of make a plan from there.
I guess you thought on his best form he'd be very, very competitive and hard to beat.
Yeah, that's right, Blake. I sort of felt that he gave me the feel that he was going to go straight past him last week. Wasn't ideally to back him up tonight, but he's a long way down in the Inter-Dominion, so he needed to come and show that he still has got some ability that he did have.
And he did it pretty easily tonight and rolled a really nice trotter at his best, and he's starting to find some form. So even though he loomed up, you had a pretty good grip on your horse, even going off the back, and held him comfortably.
Yeah, he was a great juvenile, this horse. He's been good really every season, and probably never seen what he really was going to be because he's just been prone by injury. But hopefully he's still got a little bit left in him yet.
So do you have to throw him in the deep end now? Is there a free-for-all between now and November 21 that can get him into the Inter-Dominion, or are you hoping this is enough?
Oh, well, you never know with the guys in there how they look at things. But look, he'd had a little bit of a layoff before his last run. He'd had some throat surgery and he gives me the feel that may have been successful. I hope so. The way he went tonight, he ran a solid mile. There is a free-for-all next week. It's not ideal that he'll have to run 3 weeks in a row, but if he has to, well, he'll have to, and just see how we go.
I'm not sure if you know that the favourite galloped at the start. Did it change the way you drove the race?
It probably didn't change it too much because I was always planning on trying to get a cheap quarter. I probably went a little bit faster than what I wanted to in my first quarter. But yeah, I still had probably pretty much the same intentions to just try and sit up and then let him run from the 800.
And she's been going really well at Menangle, so you knew you had the right horse underneath you once you were able to get that run in front.
Yeah, that's right. She's got a lot of gate speed, which helps. She's very consistent and she's a great trier. I wish a lot of horses were like her because there's nothing better than driving something that tries.
What's next for her?
Be honest, I haven't really asked Mr. Rando. She is nominated for Inter-Dominion, so we're just probably more trying to get down the rankings and get a run in that.
He's a lovely horse, we know that. Good to see him back at the races.
Yeah, it's great to have him back. Unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago we had a late scratching at Cranbourne, and we're really happy going into that run. And unfortunately, it wasn't to be. But tonight, I was a little bit concerned, that he missed that run, but he's been really well. And it's just, for a horse that had an injury and had so long out to come back tonight and perform so well, it was very pleasing. And I'm sure all the owners have been very patient, and they'll all be just for him to be back at the track.
And when you first look at it, it looked a nice win, but he comes back, hood still on, so there was a bit left in the tank.
Yeah, he did it. He did it really nice. I'm not sure how much it's in the tank, but he was trying, so we didn't have to ask too much of him. And for him to go around and sit outside the leader and get up the lane like that, it's just so pleasing. And I'm really proud of having him back tonight.
Do you dream of an Interdominion with him? I think there's probably 1 week to go where you can maybe win another race to get him up those rankings. Is that in the thought process or not so much?
Look, he's in there, and we'll just see how he pulls up after tonight, whether we go around again next week or just take our chances. And, if he was able to work his way down the rankings, we'd be happy to run him. And I'm sure the series, would suit him down to the ground, but we'll just have to see how he comes through tonight's run.
What a terrific win, Kima. You summed the race up nicely. There was some speed early, but you decided he was the best horse in the race, so you just kept going forward.
Yeah, well, it worked out pretty good for us, Kate, getting to the peaks, and we could just punch through, from the back row. And I got a bit nervous when I seen the lead time, but he's just an amazing horse, and he just keeps finding, and he really can do it both ends.
Yeah, I think going down the back the final time, he was still hard up on the beat. You still had plenty of horse left. In terms of when you were sort of getting into the straight and towards the finish, did he have another gear to come if he was tested?
Oh, I think so, because it didn't feel like he was, fully spent on the line, and he did that pretty easy tonight, which is crazy considering the lead time. And he's a very exciting horse. And I've said it a million times before, but I can't thank Dominic enough for letting me drive him.
What's the path now? Obviously, the Interdominion is closing in 2 or 3 weeks away. Is it a Geelong Cup first, or do you go straight into an Interdominion?
Yeah, we haven't really worked that out yet, so I think we'll just have to sit down and look at the, where he's going to go next. But he's pretty good now, so we'll just have to work it out.
Good to have her back. We haven't probably seen the best of her for a long time, but that was near enough to it, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, no, that's right. She's had a long time off the scene, but to come back in fashion like that, that's just amazing. It's a big credit to the team and Emma and Clayton, and they do a super job with their horses.
She'd had a couple of trials, gave you the confidence to drive her positively early to find the front?
Yeah, no, that's right. Her last trial I thought was really good, and she improved from that a lot tonight, and I think she'll only get better after tonight.
What sort of improvement? Is she sort of 80%? I know you're obviously not training her, but in terms of how she felt, do you think she's got a big improvement still to come out of the run?
Yeah, no, for sure. I still think she's got a long way to go yet. She's up there around near the mark, but to do what she's done tonight, that's just incredible.
They went quickly early. They probably got a nice enough time in front, but the small field meant that you weren't that too far off them when they sprinted.
Yeah, no, quite right. And he sort of performed pretty well at a good level for a long time, this horse. And, he's on the comeback trail and headed for the Inter. So, he's heading the right way, the way he went tonight.
And you made it a committed decision off the bat. You didn't just creep into the race. You gave him full steam to make sure he got there pretty quickly, and he really toughed it out late.
Well, the leader it had burned up early, so it was going to be vulnerable. Kez's horse probably appeared the one to beat at that stage, so I thought, well, I've got to get up there with it, and the horse was just too strong in the straight.
And he's obviously still very early in his preparation. You mentioned the Interdominions. He felt like there's still a little way to go in terms of getting him to 100%?
Yeah, I would think so. And I know that that's another level again, but, for these people, to have a horse, if he gets up the rankings a little bit and makes it into it, that's, sort of what we have these horses for them big races.
He's probably taken a little while to put it all together, but his last couple, he's really starting to switch on.
Yeah, Blake, he's a pretty nice horse. He's got his things that he does wrong. He doesn't get around the turn that well, and as you can see, he wears a lot of gear. So, he's not your straightforward sort of horse. So, but he's very quick, as you saw then, and the race was run to suit, nice solid tempo, and he got around the turn quite good, which helps. So, he's a nice horse, and he's got a bit of a future.
Is it something you can work on? You mentioned that he's probably not the best horse around turns right now, but he got around pretty good tonight. Is it something you think he'll learn with time?
Oh, it just comes down to, just learning what the horse wants and needs. And, we've found he needs to be on a helmet around the turn. And when he's on a helmet, he just follows it and he gets around good. So, they're just little things like that. And he's just been improving with every run. It was a bad drive when he didn't earn a check, but every other time he's either run first, second or third. So, he's a nice horse.
Always promised a lot, this horse, and maybe been a little bit of a disappointment to punters at times. Probably not Connections, given the ability that we know it probably has, and tonight put it all together.
Yeah, it did. She's probably not a disappointment, like you say, to Anton on Pat, but she's probably more frustrating than anything. But, when she does it and does it properly, it just shows, she's got a good motor.
When did you sort of gain confidence once you got off the gate and you were able to keep rolling forward and found the front? Were you pretty sure that you were going to run a big race with her?
Yeah, for sure. She felt really good tonight. She was on the bit a lot, and once she got up travelling, and even down the back when Kate, she sort of made hers. Well, when she pulled out, it just wanted to go itself and got her up going. And the more you ask this one to do, the more she does. So it was very good.
She's probably a little hard to line up with a team, I guess, in terms of her absolute best performance, but she does have a fair share of talent.
Yeah, she does. Anton's got a good opinion of this horse. He says he hasn't got her really screwed down, and I can sort of see why, because she's not a horse that you can sort of do that in a short space of time, and I'm sure within time she'll probably be racing the better ones.
She didn't have any luck in the heat of this race, obviously, and while you couldn't drop in and get the leaders back early, it didn't really matter. You were happy to sort of go up and apply the pressure through most of the race.
Yeah, no, that's right. She didn't have a lot of luck through the heat, but, tonight we sort of had to make our own luck a little bit, but I think this filly's better outstriding a little bit. She hadn't got a lot of high speed yet, but she's very strong.
And you were challenged. Darg had come off a pretty soft trip in back play and got to you halfway up the straight, but she dug right in.
Yeah, no, that's right. She did dig right in. She was probably all out at the 400, but, I think she's a pretty nice mare and she just battled out really good.